Hello and welcome back to another episode.
Hi. Okay.
Okay.
Chapter 63 through hopefully the end of the book. We might have
Yeah.
to go just a little. We're finishing this. This book is done today.
It's
But
been a
we are
long time coming.
it has. This one has been a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
So, um
It's probably been about
yeah.
the same episodes as the last one. We're just
It
not.
just feels like forever. But it's only funny cuz I enjoyed this book way more than the last
Oh,
one.
yeah. I was talking to a lot of people at my play practice, and they were like, I have this book, but I just haven't read it yet. I just don't know. But like, you have a podcast. I'm going to listen to it. Like, blah blah blah. And I'm like, listen. Please read past the
Spoilers.
first book and
Yes.
spoilers. So if you're going to listen, read with me. If you don't care about spoilers, I don't care either. But
Yeah.
be aware that the first book is shit.
Random funny tangent. So I recently started this new job, right? And this was the end of my third week. Today was the end of my third week. Well, last week they kept apologizing. The two, like, one of the teachers and the center director at the center I'm training at, um, kept apologizing to me for cursing after the kids were all gone. Um, and I was like, legit, you chill. Like, I need you to
Like, you're
calm
fine.
down. Like, I was like, you know what? Go listen to my podcast. I was like,
I
really,
shared
I
on faith.
promise you don't need to worry about your
Like, you're not that
language.
bad. Yeah.
Right. I
I shared
promise
something
my
on
language is worse.
I shared something on Facebook where it was like, I don't cuss. I spew profanity and I
Yes, I
enunciate it
saw that.
because I'm a fucking lady.
Yes, I literally. So I was obsessed with the phrase "I'm a fucking lady" for the longest time, and Brittany, for one of my birthdays, she did like the five senses type gift, and like I got a new gift every day. Anyway, she's super extra like that, and I love her so much for it. But she got me a shot glass that said it was purple, and it says "I'm a fucking lady," and I
Oh
love
my
it,
God, that's
even though I
funny.
don't really drink, but I got
I
that.
donated to the Scottish Highlands and I got a Highland title, so I'm a fucking lady.
Like
I have,
literally.
I can change my title any day. I can go get it notarized and I could be a lady in the fucking United States. I only have like a square foot, like a tiny little like
I've
12-inch
so
by 12-inch
seen that
piece.
you can do that, and I was
Yeah,
like, "That's amazing."
I was like, that's probably fake, but I am definitely going to donate just because I care about the environment. And when I got the information, I was like, no, this can't be true. So I took it to some place and I was like, is this a legit thing? And they're like, oh, God damn it. Yes, that's a legitimate thing. And I was like, oh, I was like, I will save it for a rainy day. But it comes with like stickers and it says, I'm a lady. If you are a male, it'll come with like, I'm a lord sticker on it. And it's hilarious.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah. All right. Anyways,
Yes,
we gotta get
bring
this
it
started.
in. Okay, chapter 63. The first thing I wrote was, I fucking knew it.
Yes. Okay.
It was a
So at this
trap.
point,
I knew it was
yes.
too easy.
Yeah, so at this point, we find the cauldron. We notice it's like, oh, it's right there. The okay, what is happening? Why is this so easy? And then all of a sudden, I heard your cat. Chaos.
That's Kemper.
Oh, Kipper. um, so then as soon as they see it, it immediately Jurian pops out of the fucking woodwork and it's like, honestly, I'm really disappointed in this group. They didn't see it coming and they should have.
Yeah, it was way too easy for them to get in there. I was like,
Yeah,
as I
like,
was reading it, I was like, this is too easy. This is too
right?
easy.
The ancient king of Hybern who has all of this magic that he can just use at his disposal
And
that
there
can
were
like
no words or anything,
right.
really.
And they can sit there and like tear down a protective barrier with one small crystal. Well, I don't know how small it is, but like one crystal or something. Like
Yeah, it just doesn't
that
sound
thing has
like
been up
it.
for centuries and like thousands of years, and you just destroyed it.
Yeah, it's not. That's
That
not
should have been the first clue. Yeah. So I am very
right.
disappointed that they thought this wasn't going to be a problem.
Right. Like, yes, just yes, all of that.
Ugh. Yeah.
And
So
then,
I'm, yes.
yeah, and then Jurian's being a dick. We find out that he does have like all of his memories from when he was just an eye in the ring.
Yeah, so he's like probably insane.
Yeah, right? Ugh.
Seeing years of that torment or anything that had happened under 500 years worth.
Yeah. And then he's immediately like, "Where's Miriam? Or Miriam? Where's Miriam? Where's Miriam?"
And it's
Like,
like,
dude,
bro,
she didn't want you. Get over
clearly.
it.
You're
Just
like
move
Tamlin
on.
right now.
Seriously. Oh my god.
You're the human version of Tamlin. Although at this
Also,
point they
just
don't
like,
realize he's mated.
ugh, ugh.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing though. When I picture Jurian, I don't picture him attractive
I don't even.
at
Well,
all.
I picture. Uh, I don't want to say it because it's like a spoiler for the
Fan
next
cast.
episode. Yeah, spoiler for my fan cast. But I mean, I
I
guess
picked a
not.
handsome dude to play him, but I just don't imagine him handsome.
I did too, but like also like I've seen this actor portray a really creepy character before.
Oh,
So
so
that's what I'm imagining. But the actor I chose, I think, is an attractive person. So
yeah. I totally picked two of my favorite, most attractive men. So that's fine.
I
But
reused a lot of the actors and actresses that I used the first time around for these
same.
characters. So, and I was looking back through my fan cast from last time because I was like, oh my gosh. And that's how I realized that we didn't have more on our list.
Yeah, that's fine. I fixed it. Um, I don't know. It's just like here's the thing though. I read something on Reddit where it was like Feyre literally thinks every single person in this entire book is attractive except for Amarantha, where she described Amarantha as not as beautiful as one would think or something like that. But it's like every single thing, it's like, oh, he's a god or she's a goddess, like she's attractive, she's hot, she's this. And someone's like, but are they really though?
Right. Like, does Favorite just have bad taste?
Right, because it's like here, Moore's father, I don't expect him to be attractive at all.
No,
I
literally,
think
I
maybe a little
cannot
bit.
wait for the fan cast. I was dying as I was writing my choices for it. So
That's funny.
just make sure you listen to the next
But
episode, everyone.
anyways, so
And
um
then the dickhead, um,
what page are you on?
590. Um, the dickhead, and by that I mean Jurian, shoots
Jerry and the jerk.
Azrael
Oh, I know. And
with an
then
ash
literally, yeah,
arrow that's like
with the
poisoned as far
poison.
as we know.
And then the king, which you will find out, actually can control the poison. And it's like, y'all motherfuckers thought this
Like, are
was
you
like gonna
fucking
be
kidding
like you
me?
guys were super chill.
Oh,
And it's
and
like,
he takes their power, or like weakens their powers,
oh
because
yeah,
duh,
that's what Amarantha
Amarantha
did.
learned that little trick from the King of Iburn. So like obviously he fucking knows how to do it, dumbass. And like I
I'm just
realized that they thought they were gonna be in and out and they weren't even gonna see him, but like
how would they
ah
not see Azrael in the shadows or whatever the spies go through in and out? Like,
yeah, I almost feel like if Feyre had gone by herself, maybe. But at this point, like it was too late. Like they already knew they were coming. Like
yeah,
I mean, I
they
guess
were well
we
aware.
don't know that yet, but like they knew.
Well, and I think
Um,
the Night Court is known for retaliation. So if
right,
they did something, Night Court would be like, "We're gonna go fuck them up." So like
right.
they're probably anticipating it. Um, but anyway, so I wrote on 591. We find out the throne that the king sits on, and I literally just picture the Game of Thrones
Yes,
like chair, but made of human bones instead of
yes.
swords. That's all I think of. And
That's
I'm like, all
exactly what I
right,
saw.
continue the aesthetic of the bone.
Yes, that's exactly
Yeah,
what I saw in my mind too. So like,
yeah,
gotcha.
that's all I.
Um,
But the next page
the next page. Oh my god.
only had like 4 lines, but fucking mic
The
drop.
king said to no one in particular, "Now that I've upheld my end of the bargain, I expect you to uphold yours. From the shadows near the door, two figures emerged. I began shaking my head as if I could unsee it as Lucian and Tamlin stepped into the light.
Fucking Tammy and
What
Lucy,
the
here we are.
fucking fuck? That's literally what I wrote. I wrote what the fucking fuck with a question mark and an exclamation point.
I know.
I couldn't even think
Oh,
of another word. Fucking fuck is what I got. What the fucking fuck? Because
right.
I couldn't even think of another word. I was so pissed.
All I could say was fucking Tammy and Lucy, here we are again.
Oh my
God
god.
damn it. Anyways, that was 60, or that was chapter 63 on to 64. Oh man.
Excuse
So
me.
at this point, Reese is like pissed the fuck off. He knows exactly what's about to go down and knows exactly what Tamlin wants. So the whole group starts snarling and like showing their disdain for the new group guests and all that. And Tamlin looks at what is it? What page was it that I wrote? Oh, 594. Oh, literally uh fuck. Oh, Tamlin held out his hand, Feyre, an order like I was no better than a summoned dog, and I put she's literally no better than a dog to him. That's literally her role.
For real, like it's
Just a pet,
ridiculous.
just
Yeah.
something to own.
Well, and they say that often. Like they call her the High Lord's pet a lot.
Yeah, like that was her nickname for the
Yeah.
longest time, and it's like, well, bitch, I about said a spoiler. I
so
was like, psych.
I I wrote something on 593, but it's not actually related to that page specifically. It's just about Tamlin. And I just
Not
said
a
it's
fun
been a
opinion.
hot minute. It's been a hot minute since I hated a fictional character this much. Like,
But I like how she described him though. Like he's got his hair's cut shorter, like he's like upset and depressed, and it's like, oh, so now you know
oh,
how
she
she
gonna get
felt.
your way, Tammy. Oh,
What a
oh.
sad
You sad
day
in your mansion. Anyway.
because your dog went someplace else because you didn't treat it right.
And I'm just like curious, did
Anyways,
he really think he was just gonna walk in there and this was gonna work? Like after
yeah,
the whole thing with Lucian, when she like refused to go with him and she like did the
he's
wings and
delusional.
like for real, he's so self-centered
Yeah,
that he just thinks that he's just gonna get there and be like, "Come, Vera," and she's gonna be like, "Okay," like
here I come. Yeah,
what?
it's like seriously. Do you like you were so under the impression that he like put her under a spell when if you would have paid attention to her, you would have known she started to read and she started to write and she knows how to write a message. And if you would have noticed these things back when you were with her, things wouldn't have happened the way it happened.
Right. If you had paid her, a tiny bit of attention instead of just shuffling her off to Ianthe every 5 minutes, things
Selfish,
might have turned out.
selfish bastard.
Yes. And then just like what an idiot. Fuck you, Tammy, is what I wrote.
Right?
Because like he's going through all of this and he's like, he used that bond to manipulate you. Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah,
blah.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, but like fuck off,
You a
Tammy.
bitch.
Right. Like
My
you
favorite
ugh.
My favorite is the next page when she literally started making a like favorite started making a fool out of Tamlin. It was so great. Um and she's basically like, I'll go with you, but you have to let them go. And he goes, there's monsters, they're this, they're that. And he like went for her to try to winnow away, no doubt, is what she said. And she literally was like, I just broke the power on everything, so I can winnow away, or I can do this, or I could do that. And um, the king let out a low laugh as Tamlin stumbled and went sprawling as Rizian's face connected with his face. Panting, I retreated right into Rizian's arms as one looped around my waist as Azrael's blood on him soaked into my back. And then literally um, the Hybern's king goes, Uh, and I knew Tamlin understood a moment before the king laughed. I don't believe it. Your bride left you only to find her mate. The mother has a warped sense of humor, it seems, and what a talent. Tell me, girl, how did you unravel that spell? And it's like, oh, that's what you get for being a dick.
And then I get really fucking irritated on the next page because he's like, Tamlin's like, what did you do to her?
Um,
They're mated. It's not like he
you
just
did something, prick.
well, and it's not like he just magically snapped his fingers and made her his mate. If you could do that,
Right.
Tamlin would have already done that. Like
Right. And here's the thing too. Even though they had a bond prior to the like mating bond setting in place,
that's
that
a
she
separate thing.
still fought for Tamlin. She still was pissed off at Reese. Like she still
Yeah,
did everything for Tamlin despite the bond that they had. And it's like, seriously, if he wanted her as a mate, like he would have done it then and there just to piss you off. And it had nothing to do with that. Oh,
yeah.
goddamn.
I just he just ugh.
Oh, what a prick.
And
Anyways,
then they call him. Oh, Feyre says to the king, "I made no bargain with you," and he says, "No, but your master did, so you will obey." I'm sorry.
I know.
What? Tammy? Tammy? Her master? The fuck?
And then she's like,
No.
molten rage poured into me. I hissed at Talon, if you bring me from here, if you take me from my mate, I will destroy you. I will destroy your court and everything you hold dear. And it's like, stay tuned for soon or for like upcoming events because that's coming sooner rather than later.
Right.
And then he just ignored her and was like, you don't know what you're talking about. And
And
Lucian's like,
Lucian's like, ooh, like she's really
maybe we
fucking
should go away.
powerful. Right, maybe we should just go home.
Right? Like she literally broke the Highburn King, like his
Right.
magic, his spell. Like she is someone we shouldn't fuck with.
Right. Like I just can't even.
But
And then
then the sisters, the
well
fucking
no,
queens.
yeah, the four fucking queens walk in and sneered at us with hate in their eyes because they fucking sold them out. Like, which I mean, I guess we
Because they
already
want
knew,
right,
but
but
like, ugh,
they literally wanted eternal beauty, and the King of Hybern offered that to them through Jurian being a that's next chapter. Fuck. Oh well.
damn it.
We're getting ready for the next chapter anyways. But
Man, it's all
like,
gonna be this episode. It's fine.
yeah. So like they literally want this and they're like, fuck yeah, eternal beauty, eternal life. Like, yeah, let's do it. Fuck it. And it didn't matter what could happen to the mortal realms. It couldn't happen because they would be made. They would be where they want to be when they want to be. Like they will never lose their power. Um
But
and
they
they will
also
never
won't be
lose
the mortal queens anymore. So how the fuck does that work?
yeah. Well actually, the queen that died has a name. Demetra.
Yeah.
That's her name. I don't. Nobody else has a name. Well, okay, the sick queen, or the one that's like been missing. She's got a name too. Vasa, I think.
Right, but like they won't be the mortal queens anymore because they won't be mortal. So
Yeah.
what?
Well, that's why. Like, I wish we kind of knew their names. One to differentiate between them because it's like mortal queens. How many are
The
there?
golden
17.
queen, the
Like
crone,
six. Like,
like
yeah. Like who? And
which one?
I honestly, I only remember the golden queen and the I think there's like a plump one. I don't know. I just know the
Maybe.
golden queen that died and then the old hag.
Yeah. And
But
I don't know why, but I know they call her the Golden Queen because she's got golden hair and yada yada yada.
I
But
guess she's
that is
black.
okay. That's what I picture. I picture
Because
like
she's got
I guess I shouldn't say who I
brown
picture. That's like another
fleck
spoiler, but
right brown freckled skin.
okay.
I had to look it up because I was like, well, I don't want to get like
Like, is that freckles? Like my freckles, or like
no, like she had brown skin with that was freckled.
no? Yeah,
So
that's what I picture. So like, I'm actually really glad that's what
and
it
yeah,
is.
she had like
But
really
she is
blonde
supposed to be
hair.
blonde though. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So imagine like Rita Ora, like a little darker version of Rita Ora. That's not who I chose for that person, but that's who I picture. Wait. Oh no, that's definitely not who I chose.
That's
Okay,
definitely not who I chose either.
we're good. Um,
Oh, but then yeah, then behind them they drag in two more mortals. Ba ba ba.
The sisters.
It's Nesta
God
and
damn
Elaine.
it.
I literally wrote fucking fuck again. That's what I wrote. I
Right?
was apparently in a very fucky mood that day.
Well, yeah. So literally on chapter 65, page 601, it's like a page in. I literally said again, "Fuck them queens," and Ianthe because the queens only knew a little bit about the sisters, um, just based on like who they met. But Ianthe knew everything because that's who Favor confided in. That was her
Yeah,
friend.
that was
So
the
she's
only
like,
person she was allowed to fucking talk to.
right. So she, of course, told him or her everything. And so here they are.
Yeah, I on page 601 just wrote fucking Ianthe.
Right. And
That's
it's
all I
like,
wrote.
the mortal guards wouldn't have been able to steal or take away them
Right,
as easy as Hybern soldiers, essentially.
right.
So fuck them queens
Yeah,
and
fuck
fuck
that.
Ianthe.
Um,
It's fine. They're all gonna
yeah,
die
so
someday.
I kept forgetting to take notes because I was horrified. But the idea is that in order to prove to the queens that the cauldron is safe and that it's going to turn them into Fae, they're going to do it to Nesta and Elaine first.
Even though Feyre not necessarily was made from the cauldron, but it's a possibility. Like if the
Right,
cauldron made everything,
right. Like, what? Yeah, it
whatever.
just.
Yeah. So,
Um,
um, oh, and page 604, we find out that Tamlin's pissed off at this. Tamlin, this was not part of the bargain. Tamlin's actually pissed off, and it's like, all right, a little redemption right there. That's nice,
a little
but
bit like, fuck you,
you
Tamlin.
should have known.
Right, like, are you
Like
really
y'all should have fucking
surprised?
known. Yeah.
I wrote
So
fucking dumbass Tamlin, stupid fucking two-faced, selfish, arrogant bastard. That's what I wrote. I was feeling some type of way about Toxic Tammy, okay?
I just wrote Tamlin was a fucking idiot for thinking the king would do something like this. Like they all should know.
Right? Like, he's fucking evil. Are we really surprised? I don't.
Right.
Ugh.
And then he's like, cool, here you go. And then like shoved Elaine down into the cauldron and she came out panting and like upset. So
And Nesta's roaring.
Nesta's fuck you, King Hybern. Rawr. And
Yes.
then he and then he's like the Hellcat now, if you'll be so kind. Um
Yes. So I wrote, he's going to regret changing Nesta. I don't
oh,
know that for, like, I haven't started reading the next book yet, but that is one that he is going to regret. She is going to
Nesta's gonna
hunt
fuck
him
him
down
up.
and very, very slowly take her time and really enjoy killing him. Because that's what I would
Yeah. If he thinks that honestly, if he
do.
thinks that like Reese or the Illyrian guards or anything like that would take a sweet time dealing pain, and
Yeah.
if you think that like Amarantha was horrible amongst like your guard, you ain't never met Nesta.
Yeah,
She
you
gonna
fucked
fuck
with
you up.
Elaine. You fucked with Elaine. Nesta's going to
and
it's gonna
and
be
you're gonna
long.
make you're
It's gonna
gonna
be
like shove
painful.
her. Yeah. Yeah, no.
Oh shit.
Oh, and so before Nesta even gets shoved in here, I kind of had an idea because Cassian actually, like, when they found out that when Cassian found out that Nesta was about to be shoved into the cauldron, Cassian stirred, even though he was slumping on the floor, but his hand twitched toward Nesta as if he was going to go help her or something like that. And I wonder honestly if Cassian knows of a bond with Nesta because like like the way he was acting around Nesta prior to
Yeah,
any of this even happening, just like the way he was super protective of her. I wonder if it's like the same way that um,
Reese.
like Reese knew about Feyre.
Right. I
So,
wondered that too. I like it almost seems too on the nose, like
or
too obvious, but like I really like it.
yeah, or it could be he has an insane need to like protect her for Feyre's sake
That could be too.
because
But he doesn't have those same instincts toward Elaine. It's Nesta.
oh, yo, you're right, you're right.
Yeah.
Because Lucian has that weird, insane feeling towards her.
Yeah, and
Because
he
as soon
because
as she comes out, he's just like, wrap her up, damn it.
because she's like wearing a nightgown and it's obviously soaking wet, so it's see-through.
And she's freezing. And
So he like breaks through the magic um and takes off his jacket and like um does all of that. And then wait, not yet. Now then they throw Nesta in, right? And now
yeah,
she's
I put Nesta as a Hellcat, and the king panicked a bit. Nesta has something within her.
yeah.
Because as soon as Nesta like went down in there, she fought the entire way, but she had her one finger out, like pointing at him, like you mark my
Yep.
fucking words. And the king, in his right mind, shuddered a bit, and I'm like, that's a
Yeah.
smart move. I mean, like she's almost as terrifying as Amryn.
Well, and then Feyre says on page 607, from however Elaine had been made, Nesta was different. Even before she took her first breath, I felt it, as if the cauldron in making her had been forced to give more than it wanted. And like, yeah. Oh, and as if Nesta had decided that if she was to be dragged into hell, she was taking that cauldron with her. And that is so
Yes.
accurate. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then the next page, the very last page of this chapter, fucking Elaine and Lucian were mated. I was like, are you
I was like,
serious?
I said,
Lucian?
"Oh fuck, Lucian and Elaine." Okay, but like, I need a redemption arc because Lucian was, yes, he fucking sucked because he was up Tammy's asshole, but like, he had his heart in the right place for the most part. He just,
Just wait.
he just let. Oh no, I don't like that.
Just wait. It gets
Uh,
better.
so
Actually, it does. He starts having a redemption arc.
okay, that's good because I go, oh, oh.
Yeah, right now I'm just like, eh, I don't like you because of everything, and essentially claiming that Pharaoh was no more than an animal that he could track
Hmm.
or hunt.
Like,
Um, yeah, like
excuse
she's a
me.
fucking human being. She's a fucking person.
She's a being.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
So
his, and I like that his voice broke as he whispered to Elaine, "You're my mate." Because like,
he was scared.
well, yeah, because how is that gonna work? Is he gonna be allowed to be with her? Like, no. Feyre and
Not
Nesta
after the shit you just fucking pulled.
right. Like that's, and is Elaine even gonna want to be with you?
I
Because like,
know because she's engaged to a Fae
well,
hating man.
not only that, but like, say she gets past that and she's like, okay, I'm Faye now, and she becomes okay with that, which I don't think she's going to, but like, we'll see.
Yeah.
Um, like after she learns the truth of everything that you did to her sister and that it's your fault, like indirectly, but it's your fault that she is now a Fae, which she used to fear and hate. Like, she's not going to want you, boo boo. You're gonna have to wait some
Mm-mm-mm.
years, some decades, maybe some centuries.
Something you're gonna have to. It's gonna be
Oh.
a long road ahead, and so like, and it's not even so like in chapter 66, instead of Feyre like freaking out and like jumping to conclusion or anything like that. Oh, by the way, I don't have much for chapter 66. Are you good?
I have a few things, but we're at about the 30-minute mark.
Okay, well then I will stop this. And
Uh,
so I don't have anything for a break, but I did have a declaration. So I went today and watched Lightyear, the new, um, I guess, Toy Story movie. It's not even a Toy Story movie, but it's a prequel to those Toy Story movies, and it was so good. I wasn't a big fan of Toy Story growing up, but I went because my client wanted to go watch it. So that was our Friday afternoon, and I actually really enjoyed it, and I will probably buy it, even though I don't like Toy Story. But I mean, this movie is the reason why Buzz became a toy of Andy. So I thought it was kind of cool to watch. And it's banned in some countries because of it portrays a lesbian couple, but it's so cute. It is so cute, but it will definitely take you on a roller coaster of emotions. Like I was happy, then I was sad, and then I was really excited, and then I was fucking sad again, and then I was like, "Holy shit, what is happening?" And then I was like sad, like introspectively, like thinking about it, and then I was super happy, and then like the ending came, and I was like, "It's done." So anyone who wants to go watch it and likes Disney and Pixar, regardless if you do like Toy Story or not, I actually really enjoyed it. And I have strong feelings about Toy Story. I watched them, but I'm probably will never watch them again just because I don't really care.
I
But
haven't
I
seen
really
the fourth one because I felt like they should have stopped after the second one.
same. It's like I
So
get it. I grew up with it. I was like the same age Andy was every single movie.
I watched the
But
third one and I was like, the fuck is this?
is that the one where the toys go into the incinerator?
Yeah, with like the fucking creepy ass bear and
Yeah, that was the last one I watched, and I was like, all right, I'm done. Like
that's the
Andy's
third
out of the
one.
picture. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, there's a fourth one now.
Oh yeah, because
And
they got like Forky or something,
yeah,
whatever his name
although
is.
I will say Forky Asks a Question on Disney Plus, it's like a series of shorts, is really funny. Like I've never seen the fourth movie to know what the character Forky even is, but there's a series of shorts called Forky Asks a Question, and it's hilarious.
Is
So
it like Olaf like basically
Olaf
one man
presents.
show? Yeah, one man show of all the Disney shows out there. That that
It's
is
not like
that
that,
is
but it is
gold.
good. It is good. That was amazing.
Yeah.
But it is really funny like that.
That's so
I
great.
have a random fun fact that's actually really gross since we've both been sitting here for at least 45 minutes with headphones on. Um, Wearing headphones for just an hour could increase the bacteria in your ear by 700 times.
Well, I'm gonna have to go tell Will because he wears headphones all day, every day, 7 a.m. to like 8 p.m. at night, even longer. Oh,
Yeah.
babe,
Hey,
your
Will.
ears are gross.
Oh, you. Anyway, thought that was a fun fact since we're both wearing headphones today since we're recording separately. Oh, there's another
Ooh,
giant ass truck driving by my house. You hear
yeah, I hear that.
it?
It's
Okay.
fine. My AC is loud. It gets like really, really quiet, and then I get really, really loud because like the background noise is gone. But
Yeah.
so chapter 66.
Chapter
Uh,
66.
Nesta and Elaine are made, and before Feyre even gets to say anything to Lucian about his declaration of their mating bond, Nesta was like, "She is no such thing," and
And
then
shoves
shoved
him.
him. Get the fuck away from her. And then the king was just like, interesting. Very interesting. See, I showed you not once but twice that it is safe. Who would like to be made first? Perhaps you'll get a handsome Fey Lord as your mate too. And it's like, and then the queens are like, which one can I have? And it's like,
Right? Like, ooh, which one am I gonna get?
yo, these guys are already mated. Like, well,
Right, y'all are fucking
Cassian,
gross.
Azriel, and Taylin are better. Fuck, you can have Taylin. Like, get him out of here.
Right. And what about Hybern? Is he mated?
Oh no, ew. Here's a funny thing though. What if these queens did get made and they mated with Tamlin? Would Tamlin accept?
Hopefully. And he could just go the fuck away.
I mean, if the mating bond wasn't with
Fuck right
Amarantha,
off.
like the if the mating bond wasn't with Amarantha, like some people think or are led to believe, I guess, um, would he do that?
I don't know. In any event, he can fuck right off.
Yeah.
Okay. And then at the bottom of that first page, Reese is like, if you're still willing to hand out bargains, perhaps I'll make one with you.
Nah, the
And I'm
queens
just
just
like,
want some dick.
Reese, what are you doing?
Yeah, like
What are
what?
you doing? Stop it. And Feyre says that too. She's like, no more. Nope. Nope.
No.
Ugh. And then I don't have anything else
I,
on page 611. Like I skipped multiple pages.
I have something on 613. I have two things for that page.
Oh, 611. I just love them because
Of who? There's a lot of people.
Reese and Feyre.
Oh,
Because he didn't even need to hear her. Like he knew
what she
which
was doing.
yeah, like we find out later that like they planned it all in advance. But like she knew. He knew what she wanted.
I don't
Well, not
think
that
they
they planned it
did.
in advance, but like they knew something might happen. Like they were
Oh,
ready.
and yeah, they just didn't know what that plan was going to be.
So basically, what they're doing is Feyre is pretending that she broke free of the mating bond. She's pretending that it worked, that the Hybern King was able to break the bond. He did break the tattoo bond on on
Yeah.
her arm, um, and
Yeah, because she broke all the wards and everything,
yeah,
she just played it off as if she broke his spell too.
yeah. So she
And
was
she's
like,
demanding the king to break the mating bond, quote unquote.
yeah. And
And
so
he's
Reese is
stupid,
like, "How did you get free?" Because he's playing along, which is amazing,
right? And it's like, what a great theatrical performance, Feyre and Reese. Really, really. Grammy Awards
right?
right there. Not Grammy.
And then on 613, I wrote fucking Gryffindors because they're both so noble and like self-sacrificing. It gets on my fucking nerves.
But we said Reese was a Slytherin though with
Yeah,
Gryffindor energy.
yeah.
She's just Gryffindor through and through.
She really is. It gets on my goddamn nerves.
He at least has like good reasons for it, and maybe not, they're like less self-centered about it, but like she just does it for the good of everything. He just does it because he wants his friends to be happy.
Yeah. And then Tamlin's like, so Tamlin's like, break the bond. I'm taking her with me. Her sisters are coming with us. Blah 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 blah. And Reese says no, and Tamlin says, I don't give a shit if she's your mate. I don't give a shit if you think you're entitled to her. She is mine. And one day I'm going to repay every bit of pain she felt, every bit of suffering and despair. One day, perhaps, when she decides she wants to end you, I'll be happy to oblige her. Bitch! Go ahead, take her home with you, see if she don't kill you. Because I would kill him in his sleep first chance I fucking got.
Honestly, here's the thing though.
Make him into a fucking vegetable, just fry his brain.
Oh
Fucking asshole.
Brandy,
Listen,
you're
I
feeling
feel
some sort of way.
some type of way about Tamlin, okay? Fucker.
So here's the thing. Seeing she's mine can make or break a moment. Literally. Like you can say she's mine in like a, yeah, she's mine. Or like a
Yeah,
flirtatious way, like, yo. Like there's a way to be like protective.
but not possessive.
Yes. That's where
Yeah.
I'm trying to go with. And he's just being an ass.
Yeah, just a little bit over that
She's
line.
mine.
Just a
It's
little
like,
bit.
all right, we're throwing a tantrum.
Am I know?
Like
Tantrum Tammy.
literally, you can sit here and say she's mine in a way better way than you sitting here saying she's mine. Meh.
And you could say it in like a romantic way too, like,
Yeah. Like I actually care about her, not the
right,
fact
but that
that
is not the fuck you mean. So
that's my trophy. That's how he's acting. Ugh.
also they had me because at the end of this, um, her and Reese put on a great show. Like Reese is on the ground roaring, rawr.
See,
Um,
that makes sense. Like roaring in pain. Like
yeah,
I can
and
I will let roaring slide.
he says her name. She's thrashing and sobbing, and they're like putting on a really good show here. Which I feel like they probably are feeling some pain from that other bond being
I think
broken,
they
especially because
assume it's the mating bond, but it's really the actual bond.
right. Well, no, I don't
And I
think they
guess
do
that
assume
hurts.
that.
Huh?
I don't think they do assume that. Like I think that they knew that he wasn't going to go deep, or they hoped anyway.
Yeah, because it's like a crack sounded in my ears and the world cleaved in two as the bond snaps.
Right, because she can't hear him anymore. But we find like that's not actually normal for mated pairs to be able to hear each other.
Yeah.
That was their other bond. Um, But I was buying it and I was like, no, like, no. I was so angry. Um, and
Yeah, and
then,
you could tell that they were in a lot of pain because
yeah,
he's like being hauled away by more clenching and unclenching his hands, and
yeah,
literally more because she broke all the spells. She literally jumped over to the sisters and left. Like, bye.
yeah. I think that's in the next chapter. But yes,
No, it's this one.
is
I
it?
thought.
Chapter 67.
I don't
More
know.
swift as an adder, winnowed to Lucian to my sisters. To show Reese, I realized what I'd done, the hole I'd blasted for them to escape. Because, yeah, Feyre broke all the wards, so now they can escape. And so Moore takes,
And at least the poison's gone from Azriel. So
yes, Moore takes the sisters, and then Reese takes Asriel and Cassian, and they leave Feyre. Um, and Lucian starts freaking out. He's like, "Get her back!" Like, because that's his mate. And
just
but
mere seconds ago, you were scared.
on page 6, I only wrote one thing for this whole chapter for all of chapter 67.
I
And it was
wrote
on
two.
page 617.
Oh,
And
I just wrote more is perfect.
yeah, she really is though. Um. Oh, so the king finds out that Reese or Moore, I don't remember which one, took the book with them when they left, and that Feyre
I think
doesn't have it.
Reese was the one who did it.
Yeah, I think so too. Um. So he realizes that Feyre doesn't have it.
Oh yeah, because when Feyre went to Reese's arms, I think at that point he like put it in his pocket or something like that.
Yeah. Um. And like Lucian is like, meh, 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 where's she at? Um,
And
and
she's just freaking out.
right, and Feyre's basically like the enemy of my enemy. Like, we'll get her
Hmm.
back. Um, and then right before they winnow away, she says, "I will light your pyres myself for what you did to my sisters." Talking about talking to the king, Jurian, and the queens. And
And
I'm
she
like,
already threatened to destroy
"Fuck
the
yeah, Feyre!
Tamlin from within, so she's holding a lot of
She's she's gonna
heavy
kill you
shit here.
all. She's gonna kill everybody,
And here's the
everybody,
thing.
everybody."
She
Close.
here's the thing though. So two things. I was trying to find out like what part of this I wrote it in, and literally I just saw I spat at Jurian's feet. You go to hell, you hideous prick. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, so he's not attractive anymore. So like he is hideous. Anyways, um, what is it? I don't know. There was a moment in here where I said like you fucked it up. Of course, she would fuck it up so fast. Is what I wrote. I think it's because of something that she said. And literally Lucian looks at her like, excuse me? Like that doesn't make sense at all.
Oh, when she says
Oh,
she's not panicking that her sisters were taken.
yeah, you can go to hell, you hideous prick. Taylor's hands tightened on my shoulders. Lucian spun toward me, and that middle eye whirled and narrowed. Centuries of cultivated reason clicked into place. I was not panicking at my sisters being taken. Yeah, that's it. So it's like, damn it, you fucked it up.
And
You
that's
gave a
why I said,
theatrical performance of the year, and then you literally.
yeah.
Okay, sorry. Back on the
That's why
same
I
page.
said the enemy of my enemy, Lucian, because like he's like, what? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, that's all I wrote
Also,
for that chapter.
the next chapter, chapter 68, is from Rhysand's point of view. He gets back to the townhouse and Amryn is there.
I really
Um,
like these chapters.
yeah, and
I really like seeing them.
um she starts healing Cassian and Azriel, and Moore starts helping her. But Amber just keeps saying, "Where is she?"
Yeah, I wonder why. Is it? I mean, she doesn't know anything.
No, but I think that like Amryn doesn't let many people close to her, but I feel like she's become friends with Feyre.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
Feyre,
Feyre's gone out of her way to do stuff for her.
right? And I feel like that probably doesn't happen super often, at least not in a friendship kind of way. It's
Yeah,
usually because people are terrified of her, they do things for her, but Feyre's just
she's this
genuinely
is mutual
nice.
respect.
Right.
You're fucked
Um,
up, but you need to eat, so here you go.
so yeah. And then she's like, it's impossible. That sort of bond cannot be broken. And Reese's like, the king said he could do it. And Amber says, the king is a fool. That sort of bond cannot be broken. And Reese says, no, it can't.
And so then
Except,
we get a sigh of relief.
oh, thank God. um, because we find out that the mating bond wasn't broken, just the deal that they had made.
Yeah, and we don't confirm that until the next chapter.
But
Um,
Amren is still Amren is like,
yeah,
it, because Reese is like, yes, and now my mate is in our enemy's hands. And Amren's like, go get her now. Like, what are you doing?
yeah, and it's like, um, she's your mate, not your spy. Go get her because he was like, well, now we have a spy in the enemy's court, and
I
she's
love
like,
this part.
I know. He's like, she is my mate and my spy, and she is the High Lady of the Night Court. What?
What?
If they had removed her other glove, they would have seen a second tattoo on her right arm, the twin to the other, inked last night when we crept out, found a priestess, and I swore her in as my High Lady. Not consort. I hadn't seen her this surprised in century. Not consort, not wife. Feyre is High Lady of the Night Court. She my equal in every way. She would wear my crown, sit on a throne beside mine, never sidelined, never designated to breeding and parties and child rearing, my queen. And they didn't blink an eye. They just literally said, "You mean to tell me that my High Lady is now surrounded by enemies?" And it's just like I love that they didn't even bother with anything but
Yeah, they
my
were
High
just like,
Lady needs help. Like,
okay,
excuse
like,
me, where the fuck is
how,
she?
yeah, let's go fucking get her.
Everybody in the spring court would be like, "Oh my god, the High Lady! There's never been a High Lady ever. Like, that's not
Right.
a
That's not
thing."
done. That's not how we do things.
And the Court of Dreams is just like, "My fucking High Lady surrounded by enemies."
Because they are a family. They're like a progressive court and they're a family. They're not fucking
They're
old
blended,
fashioned
and I love it.
fucking Tammy. And then
Damn it.
the last thing that Rezan says, oh, he says, I mean to tell you that your high lady made a sacrifice for her court, and we will move when the time is right. And Amren's like, and until then, and Rhys says, until then, we go to war. And that's what I wrote. That's literally what I wrote. And then the last
Just repeat.
chapter.
Yay. And we're back to Feyre's point of view.
Yes, we are back
So
to your
she's
point of view.
back in the goddamn spring court. Listen,
Ooh.
I am not a fan of spring in real life. I'm not a fan of yellow. I'm not a fan of any of that, like bright shit. I'm not a fan of it. Never been a fan of it. You can call me dreary. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't like yellow. That's not my thing.
Moaning
I think it's
Myrtle.
too bright. Honestly, uh, I don't like it. It's too bright. I give me some blues, some hues of blue, or any other color but yellow. Give me orange and yellow, then I start like that. No, no, no,
Ugh.
thanks. So I really, when I first read this book, I was really upset. I was like, God damn it, we're out of the darks, we're out of the purples, we're out of the blues, and we're in with the fucking yellows. And I'm like, God, I hate the spring court. I even before I
So
hated Tamlin, I hated the spring court. I was so unhappy. I was like, God, I hate this place.
I imagine, like, I think about going home, like going back to my hometown.
Yeah,
Literally, when I drive to my hometown, on the drive there, my stomach starts to hurt. I start to get upset. It doesn't matter what, I could be going there for one of my nieces or nephews' birthday parties or for Christmas. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who I'm going to see. It does not matter if I'm excited to go. The way there, my stomach hurts. I start to get clammy. I get anxious because I didn't have a good time there.
yeah,
Like, yes, I was loved and I was, like raised right and all of that. Like I never went without. I always had everything I needed, but like I hated every second of high school. I my one true like forever lifelong friend from there is dead. Like, I don't have good memories from there. Like,
Yeah,
and
I
that's
get that.
partially my fault. Like, part of the reason that I don't have other friends from high school is because when Mindy died, I cut everyone off. Like, it hurt
It's
too
fine.
much.
Everybody from high school is a fucking bitch. So
It just hurt too much to still to go back there and to see them and to hang out with them and to talk about her. Like, I
yeah,
wasn't okay for years after she died. And it took a long time until I finally went to therapy and like started getting through it. Like, I would literally see her and hear her and talk to her for the longest time. It was crazy.
I get
Um
that.
so
That
like
I mean,
home is no bueno.
yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like ever since my mom passed, like honestly, as sad as this sounds, if I never see any of my family members again, I will not be heartbroken. I might be a little sad when my grandma passes, but like honestly, after my mom passed, like that part of me and my life and my like everything was severed. So
I
like
get that.
I
Well,
don't
and like it's
I don't care
so
to see them.
when I do go home, it's easy for me to go to like my mom's house
Hmm.
because I didn't live there growing up. I don't have memories there. Like the memories I do have there are like all more recent. Like being there and being able to marry my mom and stepdad, like that was a huge thing for me. Because like for the past few years, my stepdad has been there for me in a way
Hmm.
that, others weren't. So I have good memories at that house, but still, until I get to that house, like on that drive, as I'm driving past all the stuff I drove past as a high school, like in high school as a teenager, bleh, just yuck.
Yeah, I like
But that's how I imagine Feyre feeling in this. That was a whole
honestly,
bad tangent.
I feel like when I was reading this, okay, so this book series sent me through a real big mental, real
I was
like
there for
real,
that. I remember that.
yeah, real fucked up mental health moments. Um, and I was honestly at one of my lowest, and I don't know, I just feel like I felt like when Farah felt stuck and trapped with Tamlin, like I think just the area of the spring court just I think it resonated with me in like Peru and like where I grew up because it's like I didn't have a bad childhood, but I didn't have many friends growing up until like junior high. I had like maybe one friend I would see when she had birthday parties or something like that. Other than that, I saw her at school. Other than that, I didn't have friends growing up. I had video games and cousins that I never saw because my aunt is a fucking psycho and said I was the devil's child.
I had books
Yeah, like I
and cousins
read,
that I rarely saw, but I rarely saw my cousins because they all lived farther away.
yeah. My
But
cousins lived in the
still,
same town, but their moms thought I was the devil's child
well, you're part of
because I
the world.
was my mother's child. I watched like Harry Potter, all that shit. And I was like, seriously, they watch Lord of the Rings and you're going to sit here and yell at me for watching Harry Potter? Like, the fuck? Whatever.
Lame.
This is the same aunt that thinks that the vaccine has a tracker in it,
Oh my
even
god.
though she's got a smartphone, like an iPhone, and tracks her location with her sons. It's like, you
You're a
fucking
dumb bitch.
stupid. Yeah. Um,
Has she seen your hair yet?
no. But she's the religious nut that I absolutely enjoy going home and like dressing like the worst possible way. She's been through like 18 churches and she
Oh my
can't ever
god.
settle on one. And she hated Catholicism because she's like, why would you worship Mary? It's like, without Mary you wouldn't have Jesus. So like without the mother, you can't have the children. So why would you celebrate the children if you're not celebrating the mother? Why do you celebrate Mother's Day? Because you're a mother. Seriously, you dumb bitch. Anyways, and so my hometown is the spring court, and so like I feel trapped. I know like spring is all about
That is
blooming
so
or like
fucking real though, because like Peru is
right.
like such an old town that it's like falling apart literally. Like the buildings literally are crumbling and shit.
Yes.
That's so real.
Right. And so it's just like I don't know. I just the spring court just makes me think of no renewal, even though that's like spring awakening, like that's when you're supposed to, I don't know. It's just fucking stupid. And I hate the Supreme Court so much. So this sent me on like a mental journey of torture, um, to break free of that mold that I feel like I had with my hometown and my family. And I'm in a much better place now, doing things that I want and standing up for what I believe in more so than I have ever done before. So
Well, pew.
this the series fucked me up, but at least it's brought me to better growth. So I had extreme anxiety when I was rereading these. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm going to go back down that spiral again. It's going to happen. I just know it." But I didn't. Not as bad. I mean, I did maybe like once or twice, but it wasn't like I can't work for days like I
Well, I
did.
think this has been therapeutic, like talking
Oh
about
yeah.
it too, like at the same
Instead
time.
of sitting here like over analyzing it and actually like using what I've learned in therapy to be like, well, look, like think of not the bright side, but like think of positives. It's like, yeah, this book is great, but what have you learned from it? Like, don't think about the stuff that you can't have or the stuff that like is not available to you right now. Like, that's okay because you're in this great spot in life with great people in your life, and like that's something to be happy about. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, it's kind of just got to change my thinking. But anyways, so I feel really bad for her, and I was actually really upset about this because I was like, no, she's going back.
Yes, and like, ugh, like literally, how is she supposed to go into that house and sleep there, or
Yeah,
even just walk
after
in there to begin
it's
with?
like the
After,
abuse. That's where
yeah,
the abuse happened.
like the PTSD from that is gonna be,
And here's
ugh,
the
like,
thing: is Tamlin going to immediately expect her to start like fucking him?
ugh.
Like, are they just literally going to walk into that door and he's going to take her upstairs to her room and immediately attempt it? And like, what if she says no? Then like, will he just be like, you don't know what you're talking about?
Well, I think she's stronger than he is, so I think she could just set him on fire or something and it'd be fine.
Honestly, I
But
mean, I know what happens and like
the next
what.
book,
Yeah, so like, but when I first read this, I was thinking, I was like, oh my god, what happened? Like, what if he like doesn't say no? Like, is this going to be a rape? Should I do trigger warnings? Um, but
yeah,
yeah, so
I
Fair is
literally only wrote
continuing.
one thing for this last chapter.
Same. It was on the last page. I basically was
Me
just like,
too.
Fair is continuing her theatrical thing. Like, you're real. You freed me. It's yes, but if it wasn't for seeing you face to face, I wouldn't have been freed. And then he's like, rest and then we'll talk. I need to find Ianthe and make some things very, very clear. And it's like, oh, now you do. Um, and she's like, I want to be part of this time. Like, no more of this, no more shutting me out, no more guards. Please, I have so much to tell you about them, bits and pieces, but like I can help. We can get my sisters back. Let me help. And then she's like, let me lead you in the wrong direction because you're a fucking dick. I'm gonna bring
Right.
your court down to the ground. And then he's like, okay, we'll start over, do things differently. When you were gone, I realized I had been wrong, so wrong, Feyre, and I'm so sorry. It's like that's what they always say, and they
Hmm.
still do it. Um, and she's like, too late, too damned late. But I rested my head on his arm as he slipped it around me and led me towards the house. It doesn't matter. I'm home now, forever. Yep, forever. And I parroted, glancing behind to where Lucian stood in the gravel drive, his gaze on me, face hard, as if he'd seen through every lie, as if he knew of the second tattoo beneath my glove and the glamour I now kept on it, as if he knew that they had let a fox into a chicken coop and he could do nothing, not unless he never wanted to see his mate, Elaine, again. I gave Lucian a sweet, sleepy smile, and so our game began. We hit the sweeping marble stairs to the front doors of the manor, and so Tamlin unwittingly led the High Lady of the Night Court into the heart of his territory.
Bum,
Da
bum,
da da.
bum. I literally just wrote, shut the fuck up and play along, Lucian. This is partially your fault. Because
Yeah.
he's like looking at her like, and then he was like asking her, like, um, how did you break free? Like, and he was like questioning her. I'm sorry, sir. You just found
Um,
out you're mated to her sister. Maybe you
who
should
do
shut
I
the fuck up.
fucking right? It's like first of all, I have a little bit of all the High Lords in my bloodstream. So like, who the fuck are you?
Right. Like, who do you think you're talking to here? Mm,
I think that just really pisses me off because it's like Lucian and Tamlin both don't think she's capable, despite having a little piece of power from every single High Lord,
yes.
including the most powerful one in all of Prithian history. So it's like, really, like she could have been a fantastic weapon for
Yeah,
you.
but
And
you
you
fucked it
just,
up.
yeah. So now she's a weapon for another place and she's about to fuck you up.
Right, like she is literally here with you now to take you down, and you're too fucking
Like,
stupid to see it.
honestly. And I think it's great because, like, we're going to see because Tamlin is so blind at this point. Like, he's just so excited that she's back in his arms and in his
Ugh,
territory, safe and sound. And it's
puke.
like Lucian, however, is not so blind, and we're going to see exactly what Lucian will do to try and to convince himself otherwise and everyone else around him.
Ugh, puke.
It's going to be great. I love it.
Blech.
Woo! So
Yeah, we
that's
did
the
it.
yay!
We
That's the
finished
end
the
of A
book.
Court of Mist and Fury. Next episode, we're gonna do fan casts. We are going to include Amryn, Cassian, Azriel, the King of Hybern, Kier, Jurian, Tarquin, Ianthe, Gold Queen, the Crone Queen. I added Cressida because,
Oh yeah.
why not? And more because I thought she was in the last fan cast, and I realized that this book is so fucking long. That
Sorry.
was loud. But that this
Sorry.
book is so long that I completely forgot that Moore was definitely not in the last episode of Fancast.
Yeah. So yeah. Yay.
Until next time.